You just spent the last 5 minutes making the goofiest faces you can manage, trying to coax a smile out of your little one. And finally, it happens, that glorious, gummy grin that makes your entire day. You feel that rush of connection. But here's the moment I want you to stop and consider. What if that smile wasn't actually about joy? Most of us assume a smile is just a smile, a clear sign of a happy, content baby. But something surprising is actually happening behind those sparkling eyes, and a study from a few years ago completely flipped my understanding of these early expressions. It turns out, your baby might be smiling for a reason that has almost nothing to do with feeling happy at all. Researchers at the University of Miami, led by developmental psychologist Daniel Messenger, have spent years studying the tiny muscles that create a baby's smile. In a study that followed infants from 1 to 6 months old, they found something that challenged the old assumption entirely. It turns out those early smiles, especially in the first couple of months, aren't just a reflex or a simple sign of joy. They're actually a tool. A social tool your baby uses to figure out the world. Messenger's team discovered that a baby will often smile at you before they've even fully registered that they're feeling happy. They're learning what happiness feels like by seeing it reflected back in your face. The smile doesn't start from an internal feeling of joy, it's more like an experiment. Let me try this face, your little one thinks, and see what happens. And here's the killer detail that floored me. The researchers found that when a baby smiles and you smile back, something remarkable happens. The baby often needs to look away. They'll break eye contact for a moment before turning back. It wasn't that they were distracted or bored. Messenger's team discovered that infants need that moment of disengagement to regulate the intensity of what they're feeling. The joy is so big, so overwhelming, that they have to take a quick break to process it. That's the sneaky condition right there. We tend to chase the smile. We get in their face, trying to keep that grin going as long as possible. But the science says the opposite is actually more helpful. We need to let them break it off. That brief moment when they look away isn't rejection. That's them managing their own excitement. That's a healthy nervous system at work. And it doesn't stop there. Research shows that a baby's level of smiling in response to ambiguous situations, even a little bit of tension, can predict their social competence years down the line. One study even found that babies who smiled during a stressful still face episode, where the parent went totally neutral, were more likely to be securely attached at 12 months. They were using the smile to regulate and manage that stressful moment. If this is making you rethink every photo you've ever taken for that baby book, then please hit that subscribe button so you don't miss the next one. We put out videos every week on the hidden world inside your child's developing mind. Let's keep going, because this is where it gets really practical. So what do we do with this? How does knowing your baby's smile as a social tool change how you interact with them today? Here are 4 concrete shifts you can make starting right now. First, give them space to initiate. Instead of always being the one to make the silly faces, try pausing and letting your baby look at you first. Wait for that tiny flicker of engagement. When they offer you a smile, you're not commanding it. You're receiving an invitation. That's the foundation of connection. They lead, you follow. Second, practice the pause after a smile. When your baby grins at you, let yourself smile back, but then hold that moment. Don't escalate. Don't jump right into the next round of peekaboo. Just stay present and let your little one decide what comes next. You're teaching them that their expression has power, and that you're a safe, predictable presence. Third, honor the look away. That moment when your baby breaks eye contact after a big smile? That's not a signal to try harder. That's a cue to pull back. Let them look at the ceiling or the window for a few seconds. Let them take that little brain break they're asking for. When they turn back to you, you'll know they're ready to re-engage. You're respecting their nervous system, not pushing past its limits. And here's the rhythm to hold in your mind: offer, hold, release, return. You offer a warm expression, you hold that space with presence, you release attention when they need a break, and you return when they signal they're ready again. That's not just parenting advice, that's a dance of attunement that builds their sense of safety and agency. When you follow this flow, something shifts. Your baby learns that you understand them, that you're not just reacting to them, but truly seeing them. And isn't that exactly what we all want? I have to be honest with you. With my first child, I didn't know any of this. I spent countless hours trying to coax smiles, hovering too close, getting frustrated when she would look away. I thought I was doing it right, being playful, being present. But I was missing the cues she was sending me. I was so busy chasing the smile that I wasn't noticing the rhythm of her nervous system asking for space. And here's what I've come to understand: you are already doing the right things. The fact that you care enough to wonder about these moments, to question the why behind your baby's tiny expressions, that already tells me you're attuned. You're not doing it wrong. The only shift is in what you notice. It's not about performing joy better. It's about seeing your child's experience, the whole thing, the smiles and the lookaways, as a conversation you're both having together. So the next time you're making those goofy faces, and that little grin appears, pause for a second. Let the moment breathe. Because your baby isn't smiling because they're happy, they're smiling to share that happiness with you. And when you give them the space to take that smile in, to look away, and to come back, you're not just watching them grow. You're growing with them.